We learned a lot about functions, and I hope you can create a function in Scala. We also learned about higher order functions. You already know that a higher order function can do following things. It can take a function as an argument. It can return a function. In this video, we will try to understand the syntactical side of these two things. How to create a function that takes another function as an argument. How to create function that returns another function. The first one is straightforward. Let's take a simple example. Create an integer decorator function. It takes two arguments. The first argument is an integer. The second argument is the logic to decorate the given integer. So the second argument is going to be a function, right? Let me show you it in action. So it takes 5 and gives 5 in a bracket. That's it. Can you define this function? Pause the video and try it. Let me do it. Def and then the name of the function. The parameter list goes here. The first parameter x. The type of the parameter is int, right? Now the second parameter. Let's name it f. And we know it's going to be a function. So we need to define the type of this parameter. What do you think? What should be the type of the function? The function should take an integer, decorate it, and return it as a string, right? Defining a function type is all about knowing its input type and output type. So we define the type of f like this. A right arrow in the middle, input type on the left, and output type on the right. It simply tells that the function f takes an int and gives a string. That's it. Now the body. The body of the int decorator is straightforward. Apply f on x. That's it. Now we can call this function. Pass an integer. Then pass a function literal with the logic to decorate it. You want a different decoration? Pass a different logic. Let's do another one. Create a function SUMX. It takes two integers x and y. And it also takes the logic to calculate the sum. You can use this function to calculate a sum of cubes of x and y, like this. You can also use it to calculate a simple sum of x and y, like this. Can you define this function? Try it yourself. I have a notebook for this tutorial. You can find the solution and few more simple problems to practice it. Check out my GitHub repository for the companion notebook. Let's come to the second part. Can you create an example that returns a function from another Scala function? Let me give you a silly example. You want to create a function greet someone. It takes one string argument, like this. Then it returns another function. Let's say the return function is hi someone. The new function hi someone takes another string like this and prints hi Prashant. That's it. Can you do this? Pause the video and try it. Let me do it. Def and then the function name. Then the parameter. Then we have a body. Let me print some message. We don't need to do it, but let me do it just for fun. Then we define an anonymous function. The anonymous function does the final work. That's it. Close the body. Let's try it. It worked. But did you notice the trick? Let me explain. So, this is the body of the function, right? We do some processing here and finally create a local anonymous function as the last expression. Scala will automatically return the last expression, right? That's it. That's the trick. So, if you want to return a function from a higher order function, all you have to do is to create an anonymous local function as the last expression of the outer function. The most important point to remember is that this guy that you want to return, it must be an anonymous function. You give it a name and it becomes an ordinary local function. You can still return an ordinary local function, but you have to do some extra work. Now I am forcefully returning f2. The underscore here is part of the partially applied function concept. I'll cover that in a separate video. Great! I guess you learned the method for returning a function from a higher order function. It's straightforward. Just create an anonymous function in the end, and Scala will return it for you. You can execute the first function like this. You can hold the return value as a function value and make the next call, right? You can achieve the same thing in a single step, like this. This single step process, I mean calling functions in a series, is popularly known as function currying. We'll come back to this topic in a separate video. Let's do another one. Create a function f1 that takes an integer x as an input. The function f1 does following things. Print the square root of the input parameter x. Return another function f2 that takes one more integer y as input. The function f2 calculates the square root of x plus y and return it. Pause the video and try it. Here is the solution. Now let me confuse you, or rather say eliminate the source of confusion. Suppose I don't need this println. All I want to do is to return a function. That's it. If I remove the println, the code looks like this. My local function is a single line expression, right? So I don't need the curly braces. The code looks like this. This simplified format is quite complex to understand. I often see people not able to follow the syntax for higher order functions. Sometimes people make it more complicated by specifying the type annotation. Look at this one. Both of these functions are same. But this code spins my head among so many right arrows. In fact, this part is redundant because Scala will infer the return type automatically. We don't need to keep it here. The higher order function syntax is nothing but returning a local function from the higher order function body. If you are looking at some code and getting confused, just remove return types. Add curly braces and things will start making sense. Here is an example of a function literal. Looks complicated? Pause the video and try to explain. What is this function doing? If you are getting lost among the right arrows, remove the return type. I mean, start with the colon and go up to the first equal to symbol. Delete this part and it becomes little simple. Now, add a curly brace after the first right arrow. Now you know this part is the list of parameters and this part is the body. And within the body, we have a function literal that returns prefix plus s. So the fs will take one parameter prefix. It will return another function. The new function takes a string s. It concatenates the prefix and s. That's it. One last thing on function returning a function. If the local anonymous function doesn't take a parameter, the code simplifies to this. Empty parenthesis for the local function and you can call it like this. Great! That's all about higher order function syntax. Thank you for watching Learning Journal. Keep learning and keep growing.